Hey team, Patrick here. Following on from a video I recently made on this channel about improving your rally skills, in this lesson I'm going to give you my favourite drills that you can work on with a partner if you're a beginner or anyone that's struggling to keep the ball in play consistently. Hopefully these drills will still look and feel like the game of tennis and get you learning to read the ball and adapt to every different ball so you can really unlock your tennis. So let's get into it. I'm very passionate about this as I'm actually working with more beginner and recreational level players at the moment, and what's most rewarding for me and for them is seeing them hold a rally and being able to play at least a form of the game straight away. For me, there seems to be this paradox with juniors and beginners in lessons where we think, okay, they can't rally, so let's take that away from them. Let's feed them balls until they get the technique. But then there's this vicious circle as they never get a chance to practice these skills. And I know players that have taken sessions for several weeks or sometimes even longer without ever really rallying with each other. So it's realizing for players and coaches that it's okay to make mistakes, and this is where learning's taking place. And my new phrase is more skilling and less drilling for players, and I'll go into what I mean by this in more detail in an upcoming video. So my first drill before anything else, like trying to receive a ball that's fed to you, would simply be what we call ups. Can you tap the ball up to yourself and keep it going after one bounce, as this really gives you the feel of the rally. Try to get the ball above head height, as we are trying to train for a ball that's going to go over the net. Use your legs to get under the ball and to keep the racket flat. And this encourages good posture and use of the legs. And if you just drop the racket, then the ball's going to go crooked. And the obvious progression to this is then just to bring in a partner. And it's one for me, one for my partner. Passing the ball to each other, ideally after one hit, but if the same player needs 2 or 3 hits in a row to get some rhythm, then this is okay as well. You need to keep the ball within a defined area, like the back box or the service boxes, and the ball should still be going straight up. Now we can bring in the idea of going over something, but instead of using the net straight away, I like to use a line, like the service line. As this reduces the level of challenge while still giving you that idea. And I've not come across anyone yet that can't at least pick this up pretty quickly, even though it might not look like what we think of as perfect technique at this stage. That's okay. And what's important is getting behind the ball, getting the ball to go up, and this recovery back to the ready position. But of course, we do want to go over the net as soon as possible. And a great way to start is something we call touch tennis. In touch tennis, the ball has to go up and it's in a service box only. Now, you can do this as a cooperative exercise, or you can make it competitive, where if somebody hits the ball down, they lose the point. So it has to go up, and you're going to move the ball around and try and find these angles. Probably my favourite exercise, as it really gets players to explore their contact point, is two-touch tennis. Now you've got to get back behind the ball, develop these hand and racket skills, and again it gives you time and another opportunity to adjust your feet to the ball and find the ideal contact point for that shot. Now you can do two-touch tennis in a variety of ways, like alternating between a backhand and a forehand, or playing all of the same shot, like all backhands, for example, as this gives you repetition in lots of different situations off lots of different balls. Of course, there are lots of fun ways just to practice a regular rally. I like +1 rallies, where you feed the ball in or overarm serve the ball in, and that shot doesn't count as part of the exercise. It's effectively ball number 0. The returner plays it back once and you catch it, you stop. You've achieved your rally of 1, and you simply add 1 number to the rally that you need to achieve each time, and you don't get to move on until you've achieved that target score. Another great exercise would be what we call step back rallies. Set yourselves a target score. Now, 3 shot minimum, this would be the lowest number that I would say you're actually having a rally, and move your court size back. You and your partner are going to increase the court size by 1 step every time you're successful until you hit your target score from back at the baseline. And that's something that's important to remember. You can always change the space and make the court smaller if you're struggling, but always in a defined area, like the service boxes, for example. As remember, tennis is a game of in and out. Or you can change the ball. We have the reds, orange, or green ball as well in tennis, that give you more time and stop the ball getting as high into an uncomfortable contact point. Tennis does have a steep learning curve. It's not easy to just pick up and play, but hopefully these drill progressions will give you a better chance of that and stop that panic that usually happens when beginners try and rally together, particularly from the back of the court. Getting you used to these basics, these 4 R's, being ready, reading the ball, reacting, and recovering, while getting used to controlling the path of the racket, the angle, and different speeds. So if this video has helped, please leave it a like, comment down below, check out, if you're a parent or coach, my video on how to teach junior players, and of course subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on court in the next one. Cheers guys.